Second base for the Admirals, number 32, Garrett Santos. And third base for the Admirals, number 5, Jared Wood. For the Admirals, first baseman, number 29, Casey Turnerisi. In center field, number 33, Seth Gwynn. Left fielder, number 17, Riley Acosta. DH, number 19, Reese Kent. Right fielder, number 1, Chase Graves. Shortstop, number 6, Blake Schaff. Catcher, number 35, Caleb Hendricks. And on the mound, pitching, number 38, Ryan Urich. The Admirals of Bay Area. And now the starting lineups for the Healdsburg Prune Packers. From San Jose State University, center fielder, number 1, Robbie Hemchuk. From University of Alabama, center fielder, number 18, Will Hodo. From San Jose State University, third baseman, number 16, Hunter Duro. From St. Mary's College, first baseman, number 30, Christian Almanza. From Texas Tech University, right fielder, number 4, Damian Bravo. From the University of Houston, DH, number 21, Cameron Nickens. From the University of Texas, second baseman, number 3, Jaden Duplantier. From St. Mary's College, catcher, number 7, Blake McDonald. From Texas Tech University, shortstop, number 17, Travis Sanders. And from UC Berkeley, pitching, number 27, Andres Gallen, the Healdsburg Prune Packers 2023. Now please rise for the singing of our national anthem, Jen Kuzmar.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Beautiful job, Jen Kuzmar. Wonderful, thank you so much, that was beautiful. Hey, our bat boy tonight, Colby Halverson.
You run the show. Another day, another one-run late inning victory for your Healdsburg Prune Packers as they look to take the final game of this thrilling 6-game set between the Packers and the Admirals here at home at Rec Park. Good evening, everybody. I'm Aaron Arnstein, the voice of your 2023 Prune Packers. Happy to have you with us on a Wednesday night here in Wine Country. And once again, the Pack were able to escape by the skin of their teeth. They had a 5-run lead headed to the bottom of the 6th inning, blew the lead. It was 9-9 before coming back thanks to a pinch hit RBI single from Cameron Nickens, the Houston product, who had 2 walk-offs in the spring for the Cougars. An RBI single coming off the bench to win it 10-9 for the Pack in what was another thrilling game. Now we've had a couple of one-run games in this series. Of course, yesterday afternoon, the 10-9 win And the 6-3 win Game 2 wasn't a one-run victory, but you look at Game 2 of the doubleheader back on Father's Day, the team had to come from behind once again, scored 3 in the top of the 6th of a 7-inning regulation game. And Game 1 of that series went to extra innings. They won that game by 1 run. And of course, last time they were here at home, it was a 1-run victory in 11 innings for Healdsburg, as they are now 14-0 on the season. Can't say it enough. It's been incredible. The Admirals have certainly been the toughest team that they've played since Game 3 of the season after opening the year with 2 one-run victories. But the Admirals have not made it easy. But somehow, someway, Healdsburg have come out on top the previous 5 games of the series. As Andres Galen will be on the mound, we'll talk about him for the Pack. And it's Ryan Jurek, the right-hander, on the mound for the Admirals. But first to Galen, he has put up video game numbers to start this season. 9 innings through 2 appearances, only 1 hit allowed, 13 strikeouts, and only 1 walk. First pitch chopped up the middle, ranging over to his right as Sanders throws to first in time for out number 1. So Santos grounds out up the middle. Nice play by the shortstop Sanders, who we did not see in the lineup the past couple of games. And now Jared Wood at the plate. To clarify, we saw Sanders 2 games ago in the lineup, but last night, or yesterday afternoon, he was absent from the lineup as that one's fouled back. So it's Jared Wood, the Pacific product, at the plate for the Admirals. Listed as a pitcher on the roster, but we've seen him hit, and he's had a pretty good season. Swung on and missed in the count 1-2. Galen fires, swing and a miss for strike 3. Galen last appeared on Thursday in that win over Lincoln. 2nd win of the season, and he tied the Packer pitching season high with 8 strikeouts, done by now 3 different Packer pitchers. Again, 1 walk on 62 pitches, and dating back to his last collegiate start at Cal, he has not allowed a run in nearly 14 innings. So he's picked up right where he's left off from the spring, coming off a season 14 appearances, 7 starts, 3-2 with a 4.47 ERA over just south of 50 innings for the Golden Bears. Wood is hitting .526 on the season. Swing and a miss. Now Turtorici at the plate after Wood is retired. Turtorici also having a solid year. He's only had 3 plate appearances, though. He's 1 for 3, so a .333 average. Duplantier fields, throws to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Now nearly 15 scoreless innings in a row for the right-hander Galen, and we head to the bottom half of the first here on the Prune Packers Baseball Network. the bottom half of the first, scoreless after Galen worked a 1-2-3 inning. Now Hamchuk at the plate will lead the bottom half off for Healdsburg. It's the right-hander Ryan Jarek on the mound from Ohlone College. 13 appearances, made 6 starts back in the spring. 3-1 with a 6.30 ERA. Fires it in for strike 1. Not a huge strikeout guy, 29 strikeouts over 30 innings for Ohlone. Hamchuk 1 for 6, scored the game's opening run yesterday afternoon, and 3 strikeouts. Those 3 strikeouts, something he only did twice in 55 games for the Spartans back in the spring. He's off to an excellent start this season, though. .366 average over 10 games. And the count now even at 2. A homer, 9 RBIs, and 9 runs. Last time he appeared here at Rec Park in the first inning, 2 pitches into the bottom half, he had a home run out to left. Had 7 homers for the Spartans back in the spring. He's really attributed this hot start to the season thanks to really coming up to the plate, just looking for a fastball, keeping it simple, and he's been getting a lot of them. A lot of heaters in the zone, and he's taken advantage. The 2-2. That's ripped out to center field. Gwynn giving chase, has a play on it, and it's caught for out number 1. Well, in batting practice, we saw Kyle Russell, who is not in the starting lineup tonight, hit one onto the basketball court, which has to be about 420 feet away from home plate. It was absolutely crushed, and Joey Gomes was actually working on him for all of 2 pitches with his hands and his hand placement on the bat, and on literally the second swing of the new adjustment, he hit one 400 plus feet. And now Hodo rips it into right field for a base hit. If you missed the past couple of road games, Hodo, the DH from Alabama, had 3 hits yesterday, including an RBI, or an infield single in the 4th. Also an infield single in the 6th, so his Healdsburg career is off to a nice start. Now 4 hits in just about 1 1/3 games. Now DeRoe at the plate. He's the reigning CCL North Hitter of the Week. A big swing and the miss there, but he's only struck out twice in 37 at-bats for Healdsburg so far this season. Three for 4 with a pair of runs, an RBI single in the 4th yesterday, and struck out once. Pops it up on the infield. Wood has it and makes the catch for out number 2. We got point streak back as we started it a couple of days ago. Andy, how's the point streak working out so far? It's working well. That's good to hear. Like, he convened and there was no conclusive evidence to overturn it, so he struck out, even though it was probably a foul ball in reality. But being the professional he is, he did not argue at all. Walked right back to the dugout. so he draws the walk. Now 2 on, 2 outs for Bravo. Now I believe this is the right-hander Urich's first start as an Admiral, as he is not on the Admirals roster on point streak. I can only 1 for 3 with 3 RBIs, his third 3 RBI game of the summer yesterday. Had the RBI single in the first, a sac fly, and a go-ahead run in the 8th, along with a hit by pitch and a stolen base. He's ahead in the count, 3-0. Hitting .345 on the season through 10 games, 11 RBIs, and 10 runs. Flied out to center. Gwynn is under it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. So the Pack threaten but do not score. They leave 2 on, and we head to the second inning. Scoreless here on the Prune Packers Baseball Network.
Clear to go.
Back here for the second inning, scoreless from Rec Park. It's Seth Gwynn, the cleanup hitter, at the plate. Gwynn off to a strong start for Bay Area, hitting nearly .370 on the summer. We last saw him on the 17th, where he had an excellent game, 3 for 5 with a pair of runs. Had that home run and 3 RBIs. Swing and a miss. He's down swinging. And I mentioned that home run. This is a team that's the Packers team that's only allowed 3 home runs all season long, 2 of them coming in the 6-game series. Now 2 strikeouts for Galan. We did get a updated pronunciation, so I believe that was Galan himself who gave it to our PA announcer, Richard Bogarski. It's Andreas Galan, so my apologies if I've been saying Galen, which I believe I have. But we now know it, so I will hope to get it right. Galan's 1-1 swung on and missed. Again, he has put up video game numbers through his first 2 appearances, and into this one, he's only allowed 1 hit in now 10+ innings as a Packer this summer. he can complete, actually after that first out, it's exactly now 15 innings of scoreless baseball over his last 3+ starts. Let's see how long he can run this scoreless streak up. Acosta had a solid day yesterday, reached base all 4 times. A couple of singles, a walk, and reached on an error. Hooked over to Duro, throws to first. It's in time for out number 2. Now 10+ innings of one-hit ball from Galan. Just incredible. Now Kent at the plate, hitting .333 over 27 at-bats on the season. Swing and a miss. Galan is cooking tonight. Swing and a miss. Andreas Galan. He has been absolutely outstanding in his past 3 appearances, and we head to the bottom half of the second. Galan is rolling. Let's see if the Packers offense can pick it up in the bottom half of the second on the Prune Packers Baseball Network.
His inadvertent ploy works as the starting pitcher is called for a balk. Red McGee trying to steal third base with the bases loaded. June 21st, 1917. Out the bottom of the second inning for the Prune Packers.
Cameron Nickens will lead off the bottom of the second inning, and he is the hero of yesterday afternoon. The pinch hit RBI single in the 8th inning to lift this team to their 14th consecutive victory in the 10-9 win over Bay Area. He said all he was trying to do was put the ball in play, hit it either deep in the air or hit it hard somewhere, just like that. His average up to about .350 on the summer with that single. Now Jaden Duplantier at the plate. We saw him make his Packer debut yesterday, sporting number 24, but today it will be number 3. Yesterday came in as a pinch runner after the RBI single from Nickens. So his first Prune Packer at bat. 3 at-bats, .256 average, no homer, 7 RBIs. 7 RBIs, that is, not 77. His brother Andre on Texas as well is now a licensed real estate agent. And Duplantier goes down swinging. First strikeout for the right-hander Jurek, and now McDonald at the plate. We saw McDonald with his best game of the season as a Packer with a 3-hit day. That was a season high for him, a run, a walk, and a stolen base. He was not slotted into the starting lineup. He came in for Kimball Schusler, who took a foul ball to the mask, the very first batter of the bottom half of the first yesterday. Schusler, unfortunately, had to be removed from the game. He walked off on his own power, but went to the dugout, and McDonald was the one to strap on the shin guards and the chest protector to replace him. Sharply hit to shortstop, and a chance to turn 2, and the Admirals convert. So the Packers do not leave any on here in the second. It's a double play for the Admirals, and we head to the third inning, scoreless between the Pack and the Admirals. Another good one here in Wine Country.
6-year-old star will remain with the team as captain, 1939.
It was a teenage wedding and the old folks wished him well. You can see that Pierre did truly love the mademoiselle. And now the young monsieur and madame, they rung the chapel bell. C'est la vie, c'est the old folks, it goes to show you never can tell. They furnished off an apartment with a 2-room robot safe. The coolerator was crammed with TV dinners and ginger ale. But when Pierre found work, the little money coming worked out well. C'est la vie, said the old folks, goes to show you never can tell. They had a high-five going on, boy, did you let it blast. 700 little records, all on rhythm and jazz. But when the sun went down, the rapid tempo of the music fell. C'est la vie, said the old folks, it goes to show you never can tell. They bought a souped-up chimney, was a cherry red 53.
Hitting off the top of the third inning for the Admirals.
Andres Galen back on the mound, 6 up, 6 down for the right-hander. It's the bottom third of the order for Bay Area. Chase Graves, Blake Schaff, and Caleb Hendricks. We'll give you the fielding alignment quickly from left to right. In the outfield is Hodo, Hamchuk, and Bravo. And left to right in the infield is Dureau, Sanders, Duplantier, Almanza, and McDonald. McDonald behind the plate, I should say. Almanza at first base. Scoreless here on the top of the third. Andres Galan now 15-plus scoreless innings dating back to his final appearance at Cal. Again, only 1 hit allowed in the past 11 innings now for the right-hander. Actually listed as a two-way player on the Cal roster, but did not have a plate appearance this spring. He did have a double in his lone at-bat back in 2022. Graves at the plate, 1 for 4 with a run, along with an RBI and a strikeout yesterday. That was an RBI single back in the 6th inning, hitting 179 on the season. Also, happy birthday to Jared Sundstrom, who's not in the starting lineup today, but it is his birthday. Count now full. Galan with his second walk of the season, and that brings up Blake Schaff. Again, you look at the strikeout totals now at 11 innings, and he struck out 3 more tonight, so that's 16 strikeouts in 11 innings. That was only a second walk in 11-plus innings. Schaff lifts one out to left center, but it's caught by Hamchuk for out number 1. Hard hit, but could not find the grass. Now Caleb Hendricks at the plate. I got to meet Hendricks' dad yesterday, who was actually professionally taking photographs of both sides. Unfortunately, it was a bit of a rush to get out of there as I had to clean up all the radio broadcast equipment. I was meaning to give him our contact information for our email, our head of our social media, email and text. But unfortunately, it was kind of a rush, and I guess he disappeared, and I had to go clean everything up, and I was not able to give it to him. So, Caleb's dad, if you are listening, hopefully you can reach out some way or another, because we'd love to have those photos that you took yesterday. Hendricks has appeared in 3 games so far this summer. He's 1 for 8 with a couple of runs, last appearing in a lone at-bat on the 11th against Solano. Count now 3-0 to the 9-hole hitter. From Stockton, California, the 209. That's Hendricks, that is. A high chopper over to the shortstop, Sanders, and he can't make the play.
Batting for the Admirals, second baseman number 32, Garrett Santos.
This is a team that had not committed an error in 33 innings until Friday night, and now that's 7 errors in the past 6 games since that point. Some of these games would not have been as close as they were if it weren't for some sloppy fielding. 3 errors from the Packers allowed the Admirals to stay around and nearly win the game. Day before that, an error in Game 2 in that 6-3 late inning victory for the Pack. So instead of a potential inning-ending double play, it's 2 on 1 out for Garrett Santos. Santos hitting .268 on the season, a homer and 7 RBIs. And I want to clarify, most of the stats I was reading beforehand were the CCL only stats. So if the averages changed a little bit since I last said them, that's because I will now be reading their overall stats instead of just the CCL summer stats. Of course, both these teams have played multiple non-league games. Count now 1-2. Hendricks over at first, and Graves is at second. Santos was 0 for 5 yesterday. Able to hold back his swing, and the count now even at 2. And even 16 scoreless innings now for Galan, dating back to that last start at Cal, but he's 1 ball away from loading the bases for the hot-hitting Wood. The Admirals looking to strike first here on a Wednesday night. So Santos able to work out of a 1-2 hole. 3 consecutive balls from the right-hander Galan, and now the bases are loaded for Wood. Only 1 walk from the right-hander over his past 12-plus innings, and now 2 in this 3rd inning. Graves at 3rd, Hendricks at 2nd, and Santos at 1st. Wood is hitting .526 in CCL play. He's only played in CCL games, so that's his average overall as well. Fouled off. struck out back in the first inning. In what's been a back and forth late game drama kind of series. Another tight one here in the third inning. The Admirals broadcaster said, this team's biggest key is to strike first, put runs on the board early, and make sure they do it before Healdsburg, something they really haven't been able to do. They gave up 2 in the first in game 2, excuse me, back on Sunday, so they gave up runs immediately to Healdsburg, and then yesterday, 3 runs in the top of the first. Trying to avoid the same fate tonight. All runners take their leads. Flied out to shallow right. Duplantier makes the catch and was not far enough to tag. That ball barely left the infield, so a big out for Galan. Now 2 down for Turtorici. Will the shortstop Sanders' error prove costly? It could have been an inning-ending double play. Instead, now the base is loaded and 2 outs for Turtorici. He's 1 for 3 on the season, made his summer debut back on the 18th against Healdsburg. Galan fires high, the count now 1-1. Galan faced the minimum through 2, now having some trouble here in the third. And the count now 2-1. Swung on and missed. And the count now even at 2. Seth Gwynn on deck, coming off his last game on the 17th, had a home run. You know he wants a crack at Galan. And it's fouled back by Turtorici. Bases loaded for Bay Area. 2 outs and the 2-2 on the way. Popped up into right field. Bravo is under it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. So Galan strands 3, and we head to the bottom half of the third. Still scoreless here on the Prune Packers Baseball Network. That ain't young. bottom of the third inning, Travis Sanders, who made the nearly crucial error in the top half of the third, will lead it off for Healdsburg here in the bottom half. Sanders, who has coined a new nickname for me, Joe Buck. I take it as an honor. The Copperas Cove, Texas native, 1 for 2 with a run and a walk back in Game 2 on Sunday. And he's hit right in the back, and he'll take his base over at first. We saw Jared Sundstrom get hit 3 times by a pitch yesterday. And that was 3 of 4 hit by pitches from Admirals pitching. Not looking good here in the third. Now it's a leadoff runner on for the top of the order for Healdsburg. Hamchuk, off of that excellent 22 season where he hit 378, 6 in the Mountain West, and was third in the conference with 94 hits. He did not realize until I told him earlier today that he actually set the single season record in San Jose State history with those 94 hits. And he adds another one into left. He was quite surprised. He said nobody ever told him, nobody made him aware that he had the record. And coincidentally, his head coach at San Jose State was also here and said, we don't want our players, jokingly said, we don't want our players to know that they have these records because then it makes them think that they're good. Now 2 on, no outs for Hodo. Runners going. Throw down the third, not in time, and now 2 runners in scoring position for the Pack. We apologize for the viewing display. I think one of our cameras froze for some reason down the first base side. Or the home plate camera froze, actually. One of them got knocked around, hence you can see the chain link fence in the way. Odo takes, and it's 3-0. Hodo from Waynesboro, Mississippi, hit 280 for the Crimson Tide back in the spring. 4 homers and a couple 21 RBIs. So after the Packers left them loaded in the top half of the third, in good position to take the lead here in the bottom half as they have the bases loaded. Sanders at third, Hamchuk over at second, and Hodo at first. Hunter Duro, the CCL North hitter of the week, I should say, his teammate at San Jose State was actually the pitcher of the week, so the San Jose Spartans off to a nice start here in the summer in the CCL. Duro had that 11 consecutive plate appearance streak that was snapped on the road, something that he continued here at home. It was snapped a couple of days ago, but again, he has been outstanding this season. .459 over 10 games and 8 RBIs. Marcus Mastroboni has a quick chat with the pitcher Jurek. It's a big spot for Bay Area. If you're them, you feel like you could have won at least 1 to 2 games in this series so far, and instead they've come up empty. Swing and a miss. Again, a couple of late game comebacks for the Pack and some late inning collapses for Bay Area. Duro takes the 0-1 for a strike. A nasty breaking pitch that catches the plate. And the count now 0-2. Golden opportunity for Healdsburg. Still no outs in this bottom half of the third. Duro popped out to the third baseman Wood back in the first. Big spot for the right-hander Jurek. He sets and fires. Inside. Give you an update on the Oakland A's score. They just blew the lead. We talk about blowing leads from the Admirals. In the bottom half of the 8th inning, Stephen Kwan with a 2-run double, and the A's now trail 7-6. It's been a back-and-forth thriller in Cleveland right now. That game has gone back and forth all evening long. Flied out to right, should be playable, and should be deep enough to score a run. But now a good throw home, and they couldn't make the tag. Chase Graves, who made a strong throw from right field. It was a little offline, and it allowed Sanders to score, but a lot closer than I thought. So Sanders scores. It's 1-0 Pack as once again they strike first against the Admirals. Now Almanza at the plate. Hamchuk stays put at second. Hodo still at first. Santos has it, throws the first in time, and that will advance both runners. Now 2 down in the third. Bravo coming off that excellent game back on Tuesday, flew out to center in the first. Had the go-ahead RBI single in the 6th of a 7-inning doubleheader to beat the Admirals and extend the win streak to 13. Looking for another big hit here. 2 on 2 outs, and the count now 2-0. Ryan Jurek allowed 2 runners to be left on in the first, none in the second thanks to a 6-4-3 double play, and now a couple of base runners here in the third. Just 1 hit, a hit by pitch, a walk and a sac fly. Fouled off. Last home game, we had a foul ball lodged between the roof of the grandstand and the chain link fence. That ball is still up there, and I don't think it's going to come down anytime soon. One nothing Healdsburg here in the bottom half of the third, thanks to a sac fly from Duro. And the count now 2-2. The Aloni product on the hill, the right-hander Ryan Jurek. If he gets out of this inning allowing only one run, I think he would take that. Bases loaded and no outs against the Packers. That's a tough thing to do. The 2-2 delivery nearly hits Damien. Crouches out of the way, and the count now full. Off speed, only 68 miles per hour. Full count, 2 outs, 2 on. Fouled back. Jurek's 3-2, fouled off down the first base side. Bravo making the right-hander work. It's Nickens, the hero of yesterday, on deck. A big spot for both teams. The Admirals trying to keep the Packers at bay. The Packers trying to run this out to a blowout early. Once again, it's fouled off. We've seen in the past in these long battles between a Healdsburg hitter and an opponent pitcher that these Packers hitters have been getting the pitch they want and just kind of fouling them off to stay alive, or they haven't been getting the pitch they want and they're looking for it, but they've been good enough to just keep it alive and keep fouling it off. And he does it again right here. So he's certainly looking for some sort of pitch. He knows at this point that the Admirals pitcher probably won't beat him. At least this is what Packers pitchers have said in the past. They'll just keep fouling the pitches away until they get one they like. Hopefully for the Pack, a big run, a big hit here. And there you go. Into left field, that's a base hit. Now Acosta's throw home, it's a good one, but crossing safely is Hodo, and it is now 3-0 Healdsburg. Again, that's what Packers hitters have been saying they've done. They keep fouling off the pitch until they get one they like. They know the pitcher won't beat them. And just like that, Bravo laces a 2-run single to left. It's 3-0 Healdsburg here in the third. Now Nickens at the plate after he was erased on second on the 6-4-3 double play to end the second. Hit .310, 38 RBIs for Houston over 54 games back in the spring. Bravo over at first. He cleared the bases with that single. Runner going. And no throw to second. So Bravo with a stolen base. Had his first stolen base of the summer yesterday. Adds another today. Another runner in scoring position for Healdsburg. Big swing and a miss. Cameron Nickens has prolific power. He puts on a show nearly every day in BP. Just spraying balls onto the road out in left field. Into right field, he's done a great job going the other way. A lot of home runs in BP. Looking to translate that power into game action. Hits one into right for a base hit. Bravo scores without a throw home, and it's 4-0 Healdsburg here in the third. Again, Nickens has done an excellent job going the other way. You see it on display there. And now Duplantier at the plate. RBI single from Nickens, and now Duplantier at the plate. Looking for his first hit as a Packer after striking out back in the second. The humble Texas native fouls it off, and it's 0-1. We saw him as a pinch runner yesterday. Has some good speed. Back in 2019 as a freshman in high school, had 11 stolen bases and had 16 stolen bags back as a junior. Stands in 6'1", 185. Just finished up his freshman season as a Longhorn. Takes for a strike, and it's 1-2. The Packers have scored 3 runs with 2 outs after the sac fly from Dureau. 2-run single from Bravo and an RBI single from Nickens. The Texas guys getting it done in the lineup. Bravo, Texas Tech product, Nickens from Houston. The University of Texas product grounds one to third, and an excellent play by the third baseman Wood, and a better pick from Turtorici at first. So a solid defensive play, but not before the Pack put on 4 here in the third. They lead 4-0 on the Prune Packers Baseball Network. Our do-it-all intern is here to help out. I believe he's going to fix the camera. Andy is doing it all. Yeah, no, I got him one ticket. Thank you. Thank you very much. Were you the one that told him? Thank you. I was saying, whoever did it, I've been wondering for 3 days. I don't get to talk to them. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I don't get to talk to the pitchers very much because they're out in the outfield during BP, so I don't even know what they look like. So, thank you. I really appreciate that. What's your name? Jordan. Okay, I'll give you a shout out. Awesome. Thank you. MVP right there. Back here for the top of the fourth. Galan fires in strike one. Shout out to Andreas's friend, said she's been listening. Her name is Jordan, said she's been listening into these, or watching these broadcasts. That one's ripped to left field. And she is the one that told our PA announcer, Richard Bogarski, that the pronunciation is Andreas Galan. So again, I've been wondering for the past couple of starts if I was saying it right. I didn't think so. But thanks to her, she has solved the pronunciation problem. And the way his start has been this summer, I think we'll be saying his name a lot more. That's only the second hit he's allowed in 15-plus innings as a Packer, and the first hit tonight. Seth Gwynn stays hot after hitting a home run against Healdsburg last time out. Now it's Acosta at the plate. Acosta grounded out to the third baseman, DeRoe, back in the second. Fouled off. Acosta 4 for 19 to begin the season, and that one's a foul ball. Just drifted over the foul line, and that was inches away from being an extra base hit, and potentially the Admirals' first run. Our second base umpire is Gary Reichelmeyer. Over at first is Dean Poteet, and I know the first base umpire's first name is Wyatt, but we're not sure what the last name is. The 2-2. Ripped over the third and past the glove of DeRoe into left. This is what the Admirals have done. They've fallen behind, whether it's early, middle, or late game situation, and they come right back and make this one a competitive game. Every single game this series, they've done that. They were down 10-0 in game one. They scored 6 runs out of seemingly nowhere in the 8th inning. The next game they lost in extras after blowing a 1-run lead twice in the final 4 innings, and then blowing another 1-run lead in the final 2 outs of the game in game 1 of the doubleheader, before blowing another 1-run lead back on the 5th inning of the 7-inning doubleheader in game 2 on Sunday. And then after rallying all the way back to tie it at 9 yesterday, they blew it in the 10th, or in the 8th, with an RBI single to lose 10-9. This team has not been on the side of luck so far, but they're trying to change that tonight. Gwynn at second, Acosta at first. Swing and a miss. Now 4 punch outs for Galan. Chase Graves at the plate, walked back in the third, and was stranded at third. Graves hitting 179 on the season over 13 games. That's a strike, and the count now 1-1. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. The Pack lead 4-0 after a 4 spot in the bottom half of the third. Sac fly, a single, and another single. Now 2 singles in the fourth for Bay Area. Galan allowed 1 hit over about 15 innings. He's now allowed 2 hits in the span of 2 at-bats. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's 5 punch-outs for the right-hander from Cal. Big spot for the shortstop, Chef. Hitting .250 on the year, a pair of RBIs. Looking for at least 1 more in this plate appearance. 2 on, 2 outs. Galan deals. It's low for a ball. Fouled back. Gave a few of our fans here a scare. That ball was coming right towards their way if it wasn't for the chain link fence. That pitch at 89 from Galan. Poked out into right field. A sliding play from Duplantier in time! What a play! It's Duplantier, a sliding play, and he retires the 8-hole hitter in Schaff, and we head to the bottom of the 4th. It's still 4-0 Pack, thanks to a sparkling play by the second baseman out of Texas on the Prune Packers Baseball Network.
I was left to my own devices. Many days fell away with nothing to show. And the walls kept tumbling down in the city we love. Great clouds all over the hills, bringing darkness from above.
Now coming in to pitch for the Admirals, number 27, Josh Petrel.
Head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. 8-9-1 due up for the Packers, and a new pitcher on the hill for Bay Area. It's the right-hander Josh Petrel out of Solano College. The right-hander Jurek's final line: 3 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, all coming in the 3rd inning. A pair of walks and a strikeout. Interestingly enough, Josh Petrel went to the same high school, Will Seawood High School, as Kobe Rowling, one of his teammates. Flied out to right for out number 1. So McDonald flies out. Now Sanders at the plate. Going back to Duplantier's play to end the top half of the 4th inning. An excellent play, probably saved a run from scoring. That's the first impact play he's made as a Prune Packer here in the summer. showed that speed ranging over to his left. Now it's Sanders at the plate. We talk about high school teammates. Sanders, college teammates with Damian Bravo. Chops it over the shaft, throws to first for out number 2. And Hamchuk now at the plate, teammates with Hunter DeRoe and Gary Hall, your pitcher for the Packers. We saw Hall back on Sunday in Game 2. A hitless inning with 1 strikeout to finish off the Admirals in the 7th. In that 6-3 win. Hamchuk is 1 for 2 with a single and a run back in the 3rd. Softly hit the shaft. It's going to be a tough play to first. And Turtorici could not apply the tag. His foot went off the bag. And it's a single for Hamchuk. Hamchuk, the on-base machine, keeps producing at the plate. And that brings up the left fielder, Hodo. 1 for 1 with a walk and a single. Fouls it off Hendricks' mask. And the count 0-1. Hodo reached 4 times yesterday, already twice today, and we're only in the 4th inning. Foul back. Petrol from the Solano College Falcons, 2-2 back in 21-22, but back in the spring of 23, a solid season. He was 4-4. Had 1 complete game, 76 innings, and an ERA just around 4. One-two sprayed foul down the third base side out of play. Again, shout out to Do It All Andy, who fixed the camera during that last mid-inning. Also running TrackMan. He's got a good cheering section today. His friends are here. Back in the 4th row behind home plate. Ripped into center for a base hit. So a little 2-out rally for Healdsburg here in the 4th. Hamchuk at second. Hodo at first, now DeRoe at the plate. DeRoe with a sac fly back in the 3rd. Started the scoring for the Packers before they scored 3 more in that inning. 2-run single from Bravo and an RBI single from Nickens. Swings at the first pitch. That might fall down the first base side. And the right fielder Graves makes the catch. Out number 3, the Packers threaten but do not score. They lead 4-0 as we head to the top of the 5th inning here on the Prune Packers Baseball Network.
Fantastic community members are going to be there. Prune Packer players are going to be playing. It's going to be a great time. All sorts of memorabilia. Lots of great opportunity to mix with community members with our players. 1 o'clock, Windsor Golf Club. Go to prunepackers.org and get signed up. There's still a few slots available this Friday afternoon. Prune Packers' 2nd annual golf tournament. prunepackers.org. Coming to pitch for the Prune Packers, number 26, Chris Stamos. Leading off the top of the 5th inning for the Admirals, the catcher number 35.
What? Wait, I'm wrong. Take the 6 feet one, my bad. Wait, which one's the 6 foot one? Is this it? Yeah, use this one. Back here for the top of the 5th inning. Nearly halfway home in this ball game. It's 4-0 Healdsburg. New pitcher on the hill. It's the right-hander Chris Stamos. Another Cal product from Principia College in Illinois. He's coming off an excellent outing himself. Just like Galan, 4 scoreless innings. He gave up only 1 hit, a walk, and 7 strikeouts. Got the win back on last Wednesday against the Potters. Swung on and missed, and the count 1-2. That one at 89 miles per hour. Making his 2nd appearance as a Packer this summer. Last summer had an excellent summer for the Arroyo Seco Saints. 11 appearances, 2.50 ERA, which was top 10 in the CCL, and 53 strikeouts in only 32 innings, which was 2nd in the CCL. Swing and a miss. And the strikeout king adds the 1st here in the 5th. Go on 4 shutout innings, increasing that scoreless streak to now 17 strong. 2 hits, 2 walks, and 5 Ks. Santos back at the plate, 0 for 1 with a walk, back in the 3rd. Swing and a miss, and the count now 1-1. Sharply fouled down the 3rd base side. Swung on and missed. That's strikeout number 2. And you can see why he was one of the best strikeout pitchers in the CCL last summer. That pitch only at 83. Wood is 0 for 2 with a strikeout back in the 1st. I mentioned the 7 strikeouts last time out for Stamos in that start. He is now one of 5 Packer pitchers that have had that have had exactly 7 strikeouts this season. 3 guys have had 8, including Miles Patton back on the 18th in game 1 of that doubleheader. Wyatt Tucker and Andreas Galan were the other 2. And it's now 1-2. Jared Wood in a battle with the right-hander Stamos. Stamos 3-3 with a 5.82 ERA, tied for 3rd on the Cal Golden Bears with 20 appearances back in the spring. Also notched a save in 21 innings. Rip to the shortstop, Sanders. Throws the first. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Stamos. We head to the bottom of the fifth. The Pack ahead 4-0 on the Prune Packers Baseball Network.
Start 1957. Vaughn McDaniel, who graduated from Oklahoma's Hollis High School last month, 2 hits the Dodgers at Busch Stadium, 2-0. Brooklyn does not get a hit off the 18-year-old bonus baby until the 6th inning. 1957, 18-year-old Vaughn McDaniel, 2-hit shutouts to Dodgers. Coming up bottom of the 5th inning for the Prune Packers from St. Mary's College. First base.
The cleanup hitter Almanza will lead off the bottom half of the 5th, looking for his first hit of the night. The West Coast Co-Player of the Year, West Coast Conference Co-Player of the Year, stands in for the 3rd time tonight. Petrol back on the hill after stranding 2 in the 4th. The Vacaville native in Petrol has appeared in 2 games this season. Back on the 18th, the most recent one, 2 innings, 1 hit, 1 earned run, and a pair of walks in that loss to the Packers. An even 6 CRA over 2 games and 1 start for Bay Area. Again, Almanza has struck out 9 times in his last 6 games and 17 overall this season. This is someone who struck out nearly 60 times, 2nd in the West Coast Conference back in the spring. And now that's strikeout number 18 here in the 5th. First strikeout for Petrol, and that brings up Bravo. Bottom half of the 5th, Bravo a 2-run single back in the 3rd. Stole a base to get to 2nd, his 2nd stolen base in as many days. Hit into center field, and that sends Gwynn back, but he makes the catch in front of the Ivy for out number 2. It's about 440 to center. Now there's a sign out in left center that says 400. In reality, it's about 418 feet to get to that chain link fence. No recent update on the potential windscreen, as right now it's pretty tough to tell if the ball actually goes over the fence. That one's got a chance from Nickens. That one was crushed and 1 hops the center field wall. Nickens is thinking 3. Rounding 2nd and sliding head first into 3rd. Cameron Nickens, I mentioned, he has absolutely demolished baseballs during BP. Took that one about 415 feet to dead center. 92 off the bat, so not hit particularly really hard. But it's a triple for Nickens. He was thinking 3 all the way. His 2nd extra base hit of the summer. Chop to Wood. Throws to first. It's in time for out number 3. So Nickens with a 2-out triple, but to no avail. He's stranded at third. And we head to the top of the 6th inning. The Pack on top 4-0 on the Prune Packers Baseball Network.
Healdsburg, and we have some fantastic host families who open their doors, open their rooms, open their homes to these young athletes. Tip of the cap and a big round of applause to all of our 2023 host families. Thank you. Leading off the top of the 6th inning.
Casey Chilerici will lead off the top half of the 6th. He's 0 for 2 with a fly out to right back in the 3rd. Slams the first pitch foul, and it's 0-1. Hit 193. Back for the Ball State Cardinals in the spring. 4 homers, 19 RBIs. And Almanza unable to make the play. It's Duplantier. Oh my goodness, he almost made a sparkling play again. Jumped up, barehanded that ball on the edge of the outfield grass and fired to first, but it wasn't in time with the pitcher Stamos covering. Wow, that would have been quite the play. Definitely showing out on defense in this first start of his as a Packer. Now Gwynn at the plate. He's had a lot of success against Healdsburg. A home run last time out, a single here in the 4th, or back in the 4th. Right back to Stamos. To Duplantier over the first, not in time.
Veterans for the Admirals, left fielder number 17, Riley Acosta.
So Tortorici erased at second, and Acosta now at the plate. 1 for 2 with a single back in the 4th. The computer science major from Redondo Beach, California, swings at the first pitch and fouls it off. Hit 222 for the UC Davis Aggies back in the spring. Limited time, only played in 12 games. 1 down, 1 on here in the 6th, and takes for a strike. Flied out to center. Hamchuk makes the catch for out number 2. Kent 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts tonight.
Knock on the plate, number 14, Kenny DeSalle.
Pinch hitter for Reese Kent, so DeSalle will now bat. Purcell led off for the Admirals yesterday. Went 1 for 5 with 3 strikeouts, but 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts before being replaced by pinch hitter Jacob Antone. So Kent's night is over after 0 for 2, coming up empty in both plate appearances. Nice play by the pitcher. Stamos throws to first in time. The right-hander getting a little action there in the top of the 6th, recorded the first out and recorded the 3rd out via the throw. And we head to the bottom of the 6th, the Pack on top 4-0 on the Prune Packers Baseball Network.
To the local Interact Club. Their annual Easter egg hunt is a fun event for kids of all ages. Healdsburg Rotary Club celebrating with the Prune Packers tonight. Pitch for the Admirals, number 12, Nate Meredith. Off the bottom of the 6th inning to St. Mary's College.
We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Blake McDonald will lead off the inning, followed by Sanders and Hamchuk. New pitcher on the hill. It's the right-hander Nate Meredith. One of 2 Meredith brothers, both twins, on this Admirals roster. From Atascadero High School. Stands in at 5'10", 175. That was Prosecco who gave up all 3 runs in the 6th. Okay. 3 by the birthday guy in Jared Sundstrom, who's not in the lineup today, but hopefully he's enjoying his day. I would assume he's probably in the dugout, but I'm not exactly sure. Two and two. McDonald with a stolen base went on Tuesday. Now his 3rd stolen base of the summer. Well, I almost forgot this date in Packers history. Let's go back to June 21st, 2022 for this edition of this date in Packers history. But first, the 3-2 inside, and there's 2 on, no outs for the leadoff hitter Hamchuk.
First base, number 1, Robbie Hamchuk, center fielder.
The Pack took on the Sonoma Stompers in a CCL North Clash at home back on this date last year. And Healdsburg wasted no time getting on the board as Braden Runyon and Blake McDonald had RBI singles in the 1st to make it 2-0 Healdsburg. Then the Blake show continued into the 2nd as it was Blake Burke's turn to add an RBI single before Runyon hit a 3-run shot to make it 7-0 in the second. Hamchuk 2 for 3 with a pair, and allowed 3 hits thanks to Amazon on the 2023 squad. We saw Joe yesterday. Of course, not in uniform, but now McDonald caught napping off a second, and they get the runner at second. That seemingly came out of nowhere. McDonald was not expecting that. He's thrown out. A great throw by the catcher, and there's one down here in the 6th. Now hit up the middle, nearly took the head off of Meredith, and there's 2 on. So instead of bases loaded, it will be 2 on, 1 out after McDonald is picked off at second. That ball was speared up the middle, and Meredith with a quick reaction was just able to get out of the way. So back to this date in Packers history. So as I mentioned, we saw Joe Brown, who had that big single this date last year. Was not in uniform, but he has traveled with the team to some of the road games. Good to see him out. He had the RBI single, made it 12-5. Then McDonald scored on a sac fly to make it 13-5. And the Pack bullpen able to hold the Stoppers scoreless over the final 3 innings, resulting in a 13-5 Healdsburg win as they move to 9-2 on the season. Ripped out to right field. Graves going back, and that one is gone! Will Hodo, his first big fly as a Prune Packer, and it's 7-0 Healdsburg here in the 6th. Hodo had 4 homers in 39 games for Bama back in the spring, unloads to right field, and it's a touchdown to nothing, Pack lead. Well, that would have been a grand slam if it wasn't for McDonald getting picked off at second. So 7-0 Healdsburg, and that brings up the hot-hitting Hunter Duro. Still looking for his first hit of the night. He's 0 for 3 with a sac fly. Hodo greets Meredith in a big way. That 3-run shot. Now the 4th consecutive game for Healdsburg with a home run. I should say actually the 5th consecutive game with a home run. Now 9 on the season, and 10 extra base hits in their past 10 games, in their past 5 games. And that hits Duro. Takes his bat. Takes his base. 2 hit-by pitches from Meredith in this inning. I think if you're the Admirals right now, you just want to get away from the Packers. You do not want to see them again. It's been nightmarish for the Admirals. They could have had 2 or 3 wins in this series. Instead, it looks like they're going to drop to 0-6 against the Pack here in 23. Will Hodo, now the leading candidate for player of the game tonight. It's always tough, though, to try to get these players before they leave the premises. By the time I get down there, which is really only about 2 minutes after the game ends, a lot of the times they're on their way out. So I will try my best to get Hodo tonight if he ends up being the player of the game. Runner on for Almanza. 7-0 Healdsburg. Swing and a miss. Going back to that note about the extra base hits. Again, this is a team that has only allowed 3 homers, including 2 to the Bay Area, both of which tied the game or gave them the lead. But they started slow on the season in the extra base hit category as that one gets away. And now Duro moves to second. We saw only 2 home runs over that first week plus, but again, 5 homers in their past 5 games, now 9 on the season. 2 extra base hits tonight, a triple and a home run. '69 home runs last year, and now Almanza looking for one. Doesn't seem to be deep enough, and a sliding play by Gwynn. He ran a long way, as now Duro will tag up to third. That's a heads-up play by the center fielder, Gwynn. He used his speed to get a long way. He was playing medium depth in center all the way to the 400 sign to make a sliding catch. I think a lot of center fielders would not have been able to catch that, so credit to him. It does move the runner Duro to third, but that was only the first out, or the second out of the inning. So now, Bravo at the plate. Again, that first out was the Blake McDonald pickoff. Bravo's bat nearly came out of his hands after that hard swing. Got to finish up our Packers in the this Dayton Packers history. Last note about that game: 2 current Packers were actually in Sonoma's lineup that day. It was Alex Leopard batting 6, flied out to center, and it drops for a base hit. Bravo, 3 RBIs today, 3 RBIs yesterday, and he's heating up. Now Nickens at the plate. He's 3 for 3 with a triple in the 5th and 2 singles. If I didn't get him yesterday for player of the game, him and Hodo would be right now neck and neck in the running. Hodo's reached base all 4 times tonight. Taken for a strike. So Alex Leopard was in the lineup for Sonoma that day. Batting 6, went 1 for 4, and Connor Sharpio as well was batting 8th, 0 for 2 with a run and 2 walks. Nickens sprays it out to right field, and down for a hit. Bravo gets the third, the line keeps on moving, and now it's Duplantiers' turn. Peace. State in past fact. The Texas product is the only hitter for the Packers not to reach base tonight. 8 of the 9 has recorded or has reached base. 7 times this season, happened 6 times in the first 8 games. And again, 8 of 9 in nearly every game since. Second walk from Meredith. Blake McDonald at the plate. Hitting .226 coming into today. 2 RBIs over 10 games. Meredith's night is done. And we'll tell you about the new pitcher when we come back. Bases loaded for the Pack. They lead 8-0 here on the Prune Packers Baseball Network.
Turning to pitch for the Admirals, number 24, Satchel Green. Great week for the Prune Packers. Tomorrow we've got the Bay Area Force coming to town. On Friday, the Bay Area Anchors are coming. And on Saturday, the West Coast Kings arrive. We've got 3 different teams coming in, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And of course, Friday we've got the golf tournament baseball, all wrapped up into one day on Friday. 6 o'clock games, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night right here at historic Recreation Park. And once again, Blake McDonald.
Blake McDonald at the plate for Healdsburg. It's a pitching change for the Admirals. Now the right-hander Satchel Green into the game. Made 7 appearances for Marin College back in the spring. Did not earn a decision. 8 2/3 innings, 2 walks and 6 strikeouts. Nate Meredith went only 2/3 of an inning, gave up 4 hits. As it stands right now, 4 runs, but he's responsible for every runner on base. Green has appeared in 2 games for the Admirals, 5.40 ERA in just under 2 innings. It's popped up. Green gets out of the jam, but not before the Pack score 4 more. It's now 8-0 Healdsburg on the Prune Packers Baseball Network.
Karen hits 3 2-run home runs at Seals Stadium in San Francisco to power the Braves to a 13-3 win over the Giants. It's the only 3-home run game of Hank Aaron's career. This day in baseball, 1959.
Left-hander Chris Stamos is back on the hill. My apologies for calling him a right-hander. Again, the lefty out of Cal is in. Once again, he's working on 2 scoreless innings against Bay Area. Almost time to stretch here at Rec Park. First pitch dips inside to Graves, and the count 1-0. 8-0 Packers, 4 runs on 4 hits, but they left 3 on base back in the 6th. That is now the 14th time they've left the bases loaded this season, and we've played 15 games. Count now 2-1. Graves 0 for 1 with a walk. Chin music on that pitch, and the count now 3-1. And just looking now, a point streak. Looked like it was number 1, actually number 4. That was Alden Quintanilla at the plate. So Quintanilla over at first. Now Schaff at the dish. Take strike 1. Quintanilla over at first. 2 for 14 to start the season, a 143 average. Couple of runs and a double as well. Flied out to left, and that drops for a base hit. So Schaff finds first base for the first time tonight. And now the catcher, Caleb Hendricks, at the plate. Hendricks looking for a second hit of the summer. This game feels reminiscent to game 1 of the series, all the way back on, I believe it was Friday night, when the Pack had the 10-0 lead going into the top of the 8th, and then out of nowhere, 6 straight runs with 2 outs for Bay Area to make that one competitive before the Pack ended up winning the contest 10-6. Popped up out of play, and the count 1-1. Graves at second, Schaff at first. An opportunity for the Admirals to try to creep back into this game. Top of the order due up. Just misses outside. And the count now 2-2. Stamos with 2 strikeouts back in the 5th. Dunn back in the 6th. Looking for his first here in the 7th. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, and he gets it. Three strikeouts for the lefty, and now pinch hitter will be Kobe Rolling at the plate. Rolling stands in 5'9", 170 from Vacaville. We last saw him on the 20th, swing and a miss. Came in as a pinch hitter, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He ended the game with that strikeout yesterday. On the season, hitting just over 200, 13 games, 7 walks, and a couple of stolen bases as well. I mentioned him earlier, the 2-sport star out of Will C. Wood High School. He actually started his baseball career at St. Mary's, where the plan was to play soccer and baseball, and then transferred away, and now solely plays baseball. He's now at Feather River College. Takes strike 3. Back-to-back punch-outs for the left-hander Stamos. Also, we have an update. So, I mentioned before, Kobe's dad, Dyron, is the one that created the Admirals Baseball Club, which has about 10 teams in the Vacaville area and another 3 in Richmond, along with this college team, which is its first year in existence. The club is from ages 10 to 18, and of course you have this college team along with one college squad in the Bay Area Collegiate League. I got to talk with Dyron after a game last weekend, and as I mentioned on the air, has a day job as well along with running the Admirals, goes to sleep at about 2 a.m. he told me, and gets up at 6 a.m. and does it all over again. He is a hard-working man, and I thank him for putting together this excellent Admirals team that just will not go away. Makes for some exciting baseball. In my opinion, a lot better than a 14-1 game. Fouled back, and the count 0-2. The sun peeking through the trees down the third base side. It's that time of night. 2 on, 2 outs, and Stamos' pitch is fouled back. Jacob Antone, the pinch hitter for the third baseman Wood. Wood 0 for 3 with a strikeout. His night is done. Fouled off again. Schaff at first. Quintanilla over at second. Upstairs, it's now 1-2. Antone from the 5'10", his birthday coming up in exactly a week. Hitting .231 on the season. 3 for 13 to be exact, over 8 games. Out in front of that breaking pitch, 76 miles per hour. It caught the zone, didn't matter. Swing and a miss from Antone. And the Pack still at 8-0 as they hold the Admirals scoreless after the top of the 7th. Time to stretch here at Rec Park.
She looks at him and she says, "Oh, I don't know, but rather than going on a date, why don't you take me out to the ball game?" And he goes, "Okay, take me out to the ball game, take me out to the crowd, buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back, for it's root for the Packers. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game." All right. Good job, everybody. Leading off the bottom of the 7th inning for the Prune Packers from Texas Tech's Travis Sanders. Also last call for the
Pack lead 8-0 as we head to the bottom half of the 7th. Travis Sanders, the 9-hole hitter, will lead the inning off. Satchel Green back on the hill, the right-hander for the Admirals. 7+ shutout innings from Galan and Stamos. Flied out to center and caught for out number 1. A couple of defensive changes after the flurry of pinch hitters in the top half of the 7th. It's now Jacob Antone over at third, Kobe rolling at second. Now Hamchuk at the plate, takes strike 1. Also, Quintanilla over in right field for Graves. Ripped out into left field. Chases the left fielder back, and that one gets all the way to the wall. So a double for Hamchuk, a one-out double. And that one was speared off the bat at 99 miles per hour. That's one of the hardest hit balls we've seen a Prune Packer have since TrackMan was installed. Third extra base hit of the night for the Pack. 1 triple, 1 double, and 1 home run. Now Hamchuk 4 for 5 on the night. Outside, goes off Hendricks' glove, and Hamchuk moves to third. Will Hodo has reached base all 4 times tonight. He pushes it foul, and the count now 1-1. Green sets and fires, and that hits Hodo. 4 hit by pitches last night from Admirals pitching, 3 tonight. Now the pinch hitter Joey Kramer coming in for Duro. Duro 0 for 3 with a hit by pitch in his last plate appearance. That came in the 6th. Came around to score. No throw to second. Hodo will take the stolen base. He is filling up the stat line tonight. 2 singles, a walk, a hit by pitch, a stolen base, and a 3-run shot. Now 2 runners in scoring position. The Pack looking to extend their lead to double digits. Hamchuk thought about breaking for home for a second, but he'll stay put at third. Kramer also replaced Duro back in the 6th inning on Tuesday. 0 for 2 with a strikeout against Bay Area. Hitting .233 on the season through 9 games. 3 runs and 1 of 2 triples on the Packers this season. The other one we saw tonight, it was Cameron Nickens back in the 5th. The Washington State commit takes strike 2. Started his college career at Santa Rosa JC, then transferred to Cal State Northridge, and now will be playing his college ball next season for the Cougars. Count runs full. The Pack have already stranded the bases loaded once tonight. If Kramer can earn the walk, it will be the bases loaded once again for the cleanup hitter Almanza. We actually will get a pinch hitter, actually. It's a walk. But Almanza's night is done, and it will be Peyton Schultz instead. First walk from the right-hander Satchel Green tonight. Now Schultz at the plate. Schultz also replaced Almanza back at first in the 6th inning yesterday. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Hitting .183 on the season. 12 games, 6 RBIs. Bases loaded for the transfer from Long Beach State. Pops it up on the infield. That won't get a run home. And the shortstop makes the catch.
That batting from Texas Tech, number 4, Damian
Now Bravo at the plate. Bravo takes strike 1. Working on a 3 RBI day. RBI single back in the 6th and a 2-run single in the 3rd. Packers pinch hitting now 0 for 1 with a walk tonight, moving them to 12 for 24 on the year and even 500 in pinch hitting opportunities for Healdsburg. You're not going to find that on many other teams. Again, hitting 500 as a team this season in the pinch hitting role. Swing and a miss. Green fires it in at 80 miles per hour, and the count now 1-2. Hamchuk at third, Hodo at second, Kramer at first. 2 down here in the 7th. It's popped up. That won't get a run home either. That instead will be out number 3. So Tortorici makes the catch, and we head to the top of the 8th inning. The Pack on top, cruising along to their 15th consecutive victory. They lead 8-0 on the Prune Packers Baseball Network.
College football's Heisman Trophy winner in 1985 and the first pick by the Tampa Bay team in the NFL Draft stuns observers today nationwide by signing with the Kansas City Royals to play baseball instead of football. This day, 1986, Bo Jackson signs with the Royals. Leading off the top of the 8th inning.
The Pack have now left the bases loaded 14 times this season. 2 tonight, 1 in the 7th inning yesterday, and that last time coming in the 7th today. 3, 4, 5 due up for Bay Area. It's Tortorici, Gwynn, and Acosta as the Admirals trail 8-0. We head to the top of the 8th. Stamos back on the hill. Fires in strike 1. Tortorici 1 for 3 on the night with a single back in the 6th. Schultz now over at first and Kramer at third for the Packers. Stamos has been excellent tonight. 3 shutout innings, only 2 hits allowed and 5 strikeouts. Count now even at 2. Let's take a look around the CCL at some of the other scores. It's Arroyo Seco in the CCL South on top of San Luis Obispo 6-4. Orange County on top of Conejo 7-6. Of course, this one is 8-0. And in the CCL North, it's the Mudcats actually on top of the Stompers. Solano with a win last night moved to 3-12 on the season and 2-10 in CCL play. So they lead 4-0 in the top of the 7th. Chopped over to Duplantier, throws to first in time for out number 1. Pinch hitter now Luke Rossi at the plate for Bay Area. Fouls off the first pitch. McDonald does not have a play on it, and it's 0-1. Rossi hitting 120 on the season, over 25 at-bats. Sprays that one foul out of play. Oh, and that one's caught. My apologies. I looked down, I thought it was out of play. And Schultz actually makes the catch. I looked down, I was assuming that one's out of play, and he makes the catch. He left the premises there, past the chain link fence down the first base side. A nice effort from Schultz, and there's 2 down. So Rossi is out in foul territory. Count now 2-0. Acosta at the plate, 1 for 3 with a single. Back in the 4th. Excuse me, another pinch hitter. So it was actually Seth Gwynn who popped out to foul territory. I could have thought Rossi was announced for the last batter, but he is actually at the plate now. And Rossi lifts one out to left. It's caught for out number 3. So my apologies. Rossi replaced Acosta. Seth Gwynn was the one who fouled out to first. But regardless, no runs again for the Admirals, and we head to the bottom of the 8th. It's 8-0 Packers on the Prune Packers Baseball Network.
Wisconsin flooding Milwaukee County Stadium to the 3rd row. The dugouts are filled with water to the roof. 1997, Milwaukee County Stadium in Milwaukee. Coming in to pitch for the Admirals, number 7, Nolan Meredith. Turning off the bottom of the 8th inning for the Prune Packers from the University of Houston, number 21, Cameron.
Hugh pitcher on the hill as we head to the bottom half of the 8th inning. It's the twin brother of Nate, Nolan Meredith, now on the hill. He's made 3 appearances, the last one on the 18th against the Packers. 1 inning of 1 hit ball, 1 strikeout. Has a 1.35 ERA over 3 appearances for Bay Area this season. Nickens slams the first pitch out to left field. And Acosta goes back at the track, and he makes the catch right in front of the chain link fence for out number 1. Nickens did not wait around. He was looking for his 5th hit of the day. That was actually Rossi out there in left field, who came in to pinch hit for Acosta and made the final out in the top half. That seems to be the only other defensive change. And now another first pitch swinging. And the shortstop's throw is offline. And Duplantier reaches. So he reaches base for the 2nd time tonight. And now Blake. Now another pinch hitter. Will Portera at the plate. Portera sporting the no batting gloves, lifts one end to right field. That's a base hit. Duplantier the 3rd, and those runners at the corners for Healdsburg.
Now batting from Texas Tech, number 17, Travis Sanders.
The Admirals, after making no errors earlier in this series, that was back in Game 1 on the 18th, make their first error here in the 8th, as they'll credit Duplantier reaching on the E6. Now he's over at 3rd after the Portera single. That was Portera's first hit as a Packer. Went 0 for 3 yesterday with 0 for 4 yesterday with 3 strikeouts before Nickens pinch hit for him in that big spot in the 8th with the RBI single. Welcome to Healdsburg, Will Portera. He's at first, and now Duplantier breaks for home, easily scores. Portera goes to 2nd, and it's 9-0 Healdsburg. Duplantier with his first run as a Packer. Sanders looking for his first hit of the night. 0 for 2 with a walk and a hit by pitch. 9-0 Healdsburg. The lead never in question tonight. It looked like for a brief moment in the top half of the 4th that the Admirals might come back and at least make it a close game, but they were unable to score in that inning as that one's hit to right field. And now Portera will tag up to 3rd, heads up play by him, and there's a runner at 3rd. Sanders out to right, and now Hamchuk at the plate. Nickens flew out to left, looking for his 5th hit of the day. Now Hamchuk has a chance to do the same. He's 4 for 5 with 3 singles and a double. The single season hit king back in 2022 for San Jose State, 94 hits, the most by any Spartan player in a single season in program history. 4 more hits tonight, looking for Portera at 3rd, and the count 1-1. Hodo was on deck. He's also looking for his 6th time reaching base. Swing and a miss. A should say Hamchuk looking for his 5th time reaching base tonight. Hodo looking for number 6 if he can come up. Nothing Healdsburg here in the bottom of the 8th. They'll move to an astounding 15-0 on the season. Outside. Never got a chance to finish around the league. As I mentioned, Solano looks for their 4th win of the season and 3rd win in CCL play. Sonoma's added 1 back in the bottom half of the 7th, so that one's now 4-1. And Walnut Creek, in a non-league game, beat the Humboldt Crabs with 5 runs in the bottom of the 7th to take that one 8-7. So Walnut Creek moves to 9-3-1 on the season, stays 6-3 in conference. Popped up, and that one's foul. Kobe Rowland gave it a nice effort down the first base side, but it fell out of play. So Walnut Creek now 9-3-1, 6-3 in the conference. The Packers will play them to start next week, both games on the road. Lincoln is 13-9, 7-6 in the CCL North. Bay Area currently 6-8 and 5-7 in the conference. Sonoma 7-8, 4-7 in the conference, and Solano 3-12 and 2-10 in the conference. So there's your CCL standings. It's been all packed though. They have yet to be threatened by any team outside the Admirals in the conference. They haven't played Sonoma or Walnut Creek yet, though. We'll see how those teams fare against the kings of the CCL. 3-2 count now on Hamchuk. Fouls it off. Again, he's looking for his 5th hit of the night. Hits it into left for a base hit. It's now 10-0 Healdsburg. 5-hit day for Hamchuk.
Now batting the University of Alabama, number 18,
And Hodo looking to reach base for the 6th time tonight. Hodo and Hamchuk battling for that player of the game. Nickens 4 for 5. Maybe him as well. And of course, got to give credit to the pitching, who have yet to allow a run tonight. Pitch misses inside. It's 1-0. Portera only had 5 hits for the Crimson Tide back in the spring, and has 1 tonight. A single just came around to score. Now Hodo at the plate. Hodo hits it into left, down for a base hit. He's reached base 6 times tonight. 3 singles, a home run, a walk, and a hit by pitch. Have a night, Will Hodo.
Washington State, number 6, Joey Kramer.
He reached base via the hit 3 times back in the spring, and a 4-hit game here in the summer. So congratulations to Will Hodo. I think that clinches he will be our player of the game, along with hopefully a pitcher, because Galan and Stamos have been outstanding tonight. Now Kramer getting his 2nd plate appearance as a pinch hitter tonight. That pitch caught the bottom of the zone, 0-1. Kramer with a walk back in the 7th. 10-0 Healdsburg. showing shades of game 1 of this 6-game series when the Pack were up 10-0 until the 8th inning. No runs, 4 hits, 1 error for Bay Area. 10 runs, 16 hits, 1 error for the Pack. They had 10 runs and exactly 16 hits yesterday as well. Count now 2-2. Hodo at first, Hamchuk, or at second, Hamchuk at third. Swing and a miss. Kramer goes down swinging, but not before the Pack tack on 2 more. 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, 2 left on base. We head to the 9th. The Pack look to finish off their 15th consecutive win to start the season. They lead 10-0 on the Prune Packers Baseball Network.
Help support the Packers in this year. Couldn't do it without all that support in this community. So we're very fortunate. Coming to pitch for the Prune Packers from the University of New Mexico, number 31, Brian McBroom.
Hard times like bad chips like Nazareth, I'm stuck, homie, you stuck, but if God got us, then we gon' be alright. Recognition looking at me for the pay cut. Bahamas, I be looking at you from the face down. One Mac 11, you can boom with the face down. Scheming, and let me tell you about my life. Painkillers only put me in the twilight. A pretty Benjamin is the highlight. I tell my mama I love her, but this what I like. Lord knows, 20 of them in my Chevy. Tell them all to come and get me, reaping everything I sow. So my karma come in heaven, no preliminary hearings on my record. I'm a gangster in silence for the record. Tell the world I know it's too late. Boys and girls, I think I'm going great. Trying to side my face. Been down before. When our pride was low, looking at the world like, where do we go? And we hate po-po, when the killer's dead in the street for sure. I'm at the preacher's door, my knees getting good.
Leading off the top of the 9th inning for the Admirals, number 14,
Kenny DeSalle will lead off the top of the 9th inning. It's DeSalle, Quintanilla, and Schaff for the Admirals. New pitcher on the mound from Antioch, and from University of New Mexico, the right-hander Brian McBroom, now on the hill. He's yet to allow a run over 4 appearances. First pitch fouled off, I believe, the foot or the leg of DeSalle. McBroom, 4 appearances, 1 save, 7 innings, 6 strikeouts for the Pack so far this summer. Last appeared on Sunday in the win versus Bay Area. Went 1 hitless inning, finished the game, a strikeout and a walk. So Chris Stamos, who one-upped his Cal teammate Andreas Galan, almost an identical line, 4 innings, 2 hits, the same as Galan, no runs allowed, 5 strikeouts, all the same as the starter, but 1 less walk, only walked 1 to Galan's 2. So both of them outstanding tonight, and McBroom looking to put the finishing touches on a 6-game sweep. McBroom with a nice cheering section right in front of us. I would assume his family, or maybe friends. 1-2, strike 3 called. His 7th strikeout of the summer. An excellent pitch, 77 miles per hour out of the hand And that's out number 1 here in the 9th. Quintanilla walked back in the 7th. Pinch hit for Graves. The Pack will be back in action tomorrow at 6 p.m. against the Bay Area Force. They'll be home Thursday, Friday, and Saturday before going back on the road to take on the Solano Mudcats in the doubleheader. McBroom, 25 appearances, led the Lobos back in the spring. 3 saves also led the team. 4-2 with a 5.53 ERA. Ripped into left for a base hit, and that's a 1-out single for Quintanilla.
Now batting for the Admirals, number 6, Blake Shaft.
Schaff is 1 for 3 with a single back in the 7th. Pops it up on the infield. Sanders is under it, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Pack 1 out away from moving to 15-0 on the season. Cole Brodnansky, who has been with this team since about 2017, now in a player/coach role, said that he thinks that back in one of those first years that he was playing, this team won about 20 straight to start the season. The stats only go back to 2021, so we're not sure if we can't verify that, but who knows? Maybe they did win 20 plus to start the season a couple years ago. Inside. Certainly wouldn't surprise me for a team that only lost 10 games last year, 2 at home, and was 40-10 to win their 2nd consecutive CCL title. Chopped over to Sanders, and the ball leaves the glove. He got a little too excited on that play, was looking to complete the sweep, but instead, it's an error. E6, that's his 2nd error of the night. And Caleb Hendricks actually reaches his first and last plate appearances of the night via the E6. Now rolling at the plate, struck out looking back in the 7th. So the Admirals, or excuse me, the Packers, 10 runs like last night, 16 hits like last night. They made 3 errors last night, now 2 tonight. That's really the only thing that I think they would like to clean up, besides the bases loaded, which they've now stranded 14 times. Really the errors. As I mentioned recently, they went 30-plus innings without committing an error up until Friday night. And now they've made a couple of defensive mistakes over the past couple games. And the count 1-2. That's 7 errors in the past, or 8 errors in the past 5 games. The 1-2 outside. 8 errors in the past 6 games. Two outs. 2 runners on for the Admirals. 10-0 Packers. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Brian McBroom sweeps the Admirals out of town. That's 15 consecutive wins to start the season. How sweet it is. It's only fitting McBroom is the one to finish off the Admirals. A 6-game sweep. 15-0. They moved to 10-0 at home. This team looks unstoppable right now. So your final score, 10-0. No runs, 5 hits, 1 error for Bay Area. 10 runs, 16 hits, 2 errors for the Pack. We'll be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. as the Pack take on the Bay Area Force, look to move to 16-0 on the season. Nothing seems to stop this team right now. For my partner, my graphics partner, Andy Campbell, I'm Aaron Arnstein saying good night from Wine Country.